One of two Colombians competing is Andres Pila, and he's up against Hugo Franco, a 29-year-old from Cuba.
On target number 1, representing Colombia, Andres Pila. En el blanco número 2 y representando a Cuba, on target number 2, representing Cuba, Hugo Franco. Juez de línea de este match es, the line judge for this match is
Hugo Franco of Cuba, like Pila. We haven't seen him for a while, and the last international event we saw these guys out with the Pan Am Games good 18 months ago, which goes back to what we were saying about, you know, how rusty or not they might be depending on what facilities have been available to them during the pandemic. First arrow of the second quarter-final of the men's recurve in the Olympic qualifying event, and it's a 10. What a way to start for Hugo Franco.
Nueve, 9. Yes, 10. Ocho, posible 9. 8, possible 9.
Frown. Now, is he going to get another 10?
7.
I thought we were going to have our first perfect score of the afternoon, but it was a 7, so 27. But that still means Andres Pila needs 10. It's a bit of a wobble there, didn't you? But he got the 10, and so it's 1-1 after the first set. Hugo Franco from Pinar del Rio in Cuba. And he'll be quite at home on this this sports ground, because he does his archery at Havana University, where he got his sports degree. And this archery field belongs to the local university here in Monterrey as well.
After the first end, both archers
now look at those flags, Sarah.
Yeah, the wind has picked up a bit, I think, but they don't seem to be affected by it too much.
So how much can they work out you know, of the conditions just from watching the previous matches? How much of an advantage is it to be competing later in the day?
Well, it depends, because you don't know where, you know, the archer is actually aiming. So seeing their arrow being, you know, in the middle or on the left doesn't really help you that much if you don't know if they were aiming at the middle or not.
6.
Well, it's a 6. That's the first arrow of the second set. Both of them shooting left.
Yeah, well, as we've seen, the wind has picked up a bit.
9. 9.
How close was that?
7, posible 8. 7, possible
2 sevens.
8. 10,
His
10.
third 10 of the match. And that has won him the set. Well, he couldn't have done any better, Andres Pila, but he was let down by his earlier scoring, and so 3-1 it is now to Hugo Franco. Congratulations to him.
That's nice finish.
Yeah. So don't worry. It's still it's only 3-1.
Yeah, and in archery nothing is over until, you know, the last arrow has been shot.
As we've seen in the women's competition.
Resultado oficial después de la segunda serie: 3 puntos de set Hugo Franco, 1 punto de set Andrés Pila.
Confirmation of the score then. What's your favourite venue around the world?
3 set points. Andrés Pila from Colombia, 1 set point.
I think Antalya, because it's quite close for me to travel to. The weather is nice.
Italian Turkey.
Turkey, yes. And I won gold in mixed team there.
Wow, it's got to be your favourite then, doesn't it, really? Third set in this men's quarter-final.
9. Ocho. 8.
I think we're seeing more consistency in these men's quarter-finals than we did in the women's.
7. 7.
Probably has to do with strength and poundage of the bow.
8. 8.
All square. And a perfect, excellent 10 from Andres Pila. And a big smile from him. He couldn't have finished any better. And that means Franco needs a 10 just to draw the set. And he gets it. 4-2 overall.
Pila finished every end with a 10. That's, you know, some good shooting.
How important is visualization in archery?
Quite important, I think. It helps you, you know, refocus while you have, you know, those time out between sets. And, you know, during qualifying, it helps you stay in your bubble, I would think.
Andrés Pila from Colombia, 2 set points.
So into the fourth set with the score at 4-2. So Pila will go first. Do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage shooting first?
I like shooting second, but I don't see it as a disadvantage to be first. Sometimes it's good to just put pressure on your competitor.
I'm going to quiz you more about this in a moment. But let's just watch this set pan out. A great 10 from Andres Pila. And so Pila now takes the lead.
8 possible 9.
Just a point in it, but this will square the match if he can win this. Oof. Drops a couple of points.
8 possible 9.
Well, 8 possible 9, so we'll have to wait for the checks to take place. Gets the 9, squares the score.
9 possible 10.
So now it's all about what the judges decide. If it's cut the line, if it hits the line, then it's the higher score, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't have to cut the line, it just has to touch it, which is different
from cutting it.
Yes. Because the line can still be a full circle if you're just touching it. Whereas cutting would, you know, deform the shape.
Well, the match is at stake here. Waiting for confirmation. Scores updated.
Resultado oficial después de la cuarta serie, 4 puntos de set para cada arquero.
So it was a 9 for Pila and a 9 for Franco. So Pila is taking this set.
So Pila continues his march, his fight to overcome Franco. Not the best of starts of the fifth set.
That was a long hold, but
it was a very long hold. You can see his arm shaking, but it was worth it. Another 10 for Hugo Franco. But that 6 is likely to cost him this set.
7, 7.
Back to just 1 point between them. It's going to be an 8 for Hugo Franco, so 24 in total. So this is match point.
You can see the excitement on his face. It's good to see.
8 will win the set and win the match. He gets a 10, and Andres Pila is through to the semi-finals for Colombia. Big smile. It looked as much relief as anything else, didn't it?
It did, yes. But before drawing his bow, you could see, I don't know, in his eyes or smile, that he was excited for that last shot.
The winner of the second quarterfinal match is Andres Pila from Colombia.
So there you have it, the official confirmation that Andres Pila wins that quarterfinal for Colombia, goes through to the semi-finals. So we've got 2 semi-finalists now. Andres Aguilar of Chile and Andres Pila of Colombia. And as far as the Olympic qualification is concerned, that result for Andres Pila does make the 4th quarterfinal really central and pivotal to who qualifies and who doesn't, because there's another Colombian competing in that quarterfinal, and if he wins as well, then the 3 countries in the semi-finals will win those quota places. Still a long way to go though before we can definitely decide who's through. 2 more quarterfinals to go as we enjoy the highlights from Andres Pila and his win against the Cuban Hugo Franco.